Welcome to the Gamekit guide for Arcane Showdown. I mean, Clash Royale ripoff, am I right? Ha ha, joke. There's a potential payout of 15,100 points, which is like $8. But, the fourth quest wants you to buy gems, so if you don't do that, it's like $4. The first quest is to complete the tutorial and do 3 duels. You'll get 600 points for this. Yeah, this takes literally no time. A match in this game is pretty short, and I'm just gonna be honest. The players in this game are pretty terrible, especially in the beginning. I really couldn't tell if this was just bots or children. I think the bots were harder than the kids. Anyways, oh shit, that sounds terrible out of context. The nice thing about Arcane Showdown is that it only took me 5.6 hours to complete the quest, and the other nice thing is that this is actually a fun game for one, so that's a positive. Now, I do have experience from Clash Royale. I'm level 12 in Clash Royale, and I play a lot of RTS games, and a lot of fundamentals apply here. And I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but by the time I finished, I won 63 games, I tied twice, and I only lost one game. Yeah, something I noticed with early players is that they never focus on their economy. So as a tip I would give is focus on the economy. Enchant at least 2 mana veins, and then see what the enemy player is doing. This early on though, you'll probably meet players who are a little bit nervous about playing against other people. Just be confident, because you're probably way better than most of the people you're playing against. Well, this early on anyways. The second quest is to win 15 duels, and in return you get 1300 points, which is pretty good, because it takes basically no time again. By now you're facing players who are slightly better, but probably still not good. Just be aware of unit counters. So a common unit you'll see very early on is people spamming goblins. Goblins are very susceptible to defending goblins, so just let them hit your statue first and then let your goblins hit them. Don't worry about your statue taking damage, it's not really that big of a deal because you're going to be destroying them in the late game. But the best counter obviously is the apprentice. She's made to counter, groups of units. And the huntress will counter the apprentice. And goblins counter the hunter, so there we go. Remember to always keep that economy rolling, and watch all 3 lanes. If you think you're in a pretty good spot, once you've had like maybe 4 or so mana veins this early on, I like to tech up to tech 2, because the hunters and the troll you get will really help you get down those towers. The troll, he's kind of susceptible to things like the hunters and goblins, so you want to put your archers behind them. Archers can deal with pretty much anything. You also get 2 spells, the fireball and the tidal wave. I don't use spells very much because they aren't super cost efficient and they don't really go on to push towers. But if you are going to use spells, just remember to kill more things than what the spell is cost. So basically, if you're using your fireball, make sure you're killing things that cost more than 6. Unless you're ahead. In that case, just spam your spells to end the game. Third quest, they want you to reach level 6. Now, the main way you level up in this game is by leveling up your cards. And to get those cards, you have to get copies from chests and our challenges. There's actually a ton of ways to get cards. And after you get those cards, you need money to upgrade them. And you get money from winning games, losing games, logging in. And there's also the Arcane Cauldron, which as you play and rack up points by completing the quest, you'll get a ton of rewards. This really sped up the way I was leveling up, so keep an eye on that. Remember that when you're ahead, put on a little bit of pressure, send a little bit of everything on each lane, but make sure you focus on one lane at a time. So if they start going a little ham on one lane, go the other lane, and then that will really mess them up. Now, if you're behind, then just remember to keep calm and make sure your economy isn't getting completely tanked. They will make your mana veins cheaper to produce. And just remember to watch every single lane, and if an enemy sends a big wave at you, make sure you got some AoE units, and don't spend too much on defense because you need to spend some money to catch up. It's actually pretty easy to catch up in this game. I found that people were a little bit too overconfident, and instead of spending money on increasing their lead by investing it in their economy, they went a little bit too aggressive with the units. And then in that case, spells are great for sort of punishing them for investing too much in a single area. When your enemy's ahead, that means they're going to be sending units before you do. Fortunately, just send counter units. If they just have a bunch of little guys, just 1 or 2 AoE units will be fine. If they send a big guy, make sure you send a horde or a single target damaging type. and they can also hide behind your tower. Don't be afraid to sacrifice some of your tower's health for a bit of advantage, because think of it like this: you're sacrificing a bit of your tower health in order to basically gain more units in a way, because your units aren't getting attacked by the enemy because they're attacking the tower, and while they're busy attacking the tower, your units are going ham on them. So you know, it's all about, you know, these little subtle advantages. Quest number 4: they want you to spend $5 worth of gems, and you'll get 8,700 points. You'll make a pretty decent profit from this, considering a Steam gift card is only 7,999 points. So why not? If you really enjoy this game, then spending some money to make some money isn't such a bad thing. And also, the money you do spend will help you complete the quest faster. So there's actually no good reason for not doing this. So yeah. It's the final quest, guys. They want you to reach level 10 for 2,600 points. And they give you like 10 days to do this. Again, this is pretty easy, but getting to level 10 does take a lot more time than the previous quest. Yeah, I ended up having only 2 days left to complete this because I totally forgot about it, and I really had to go ham here. They do give you a few gems, and I did spend some of those to speed up my chest things, because the best way to level up is obviously leveling up your cards, and I really needed to open those chests up really quick. I also joined a guild, and donating to those people will give you experience, which is pretty nice. The guild I ended up joining was a pretty old guild that was kind of dying. It was called Canadian Gays. I'm not Canadian and I'm not gay either, but you know, these guys are really fun to be around, and they're definitely way better than I am. And they just really helped me out with this quest, so shout out to those guys. Yeah. This game is a bit difficult to make a quest guide for because it's PvP based, not PvE based like most other Gamekit quests. So the amount of time you spend doing these really depend on how well you do in the game. I was thinking that, you know, maybe these other players I'm going up against, you know, maybe they're Gamekit players as well, because if they lose, you don't get a chest, and that can really slow down your progress. So I'll just give a few more tips. I'm going to show a game where I get my ass handed to me in the beginning, but I gradually make a comeback, and hopefully this will teach you the most as I can. Okay, here I am getting completely overwhelmed. This guy has level 15 cards, and he's only level 8. Yeah, I get pushed all the way back to my main base. I'm like, you know, this might be the second game I ever lose. But here, I'm not spending that much money on defense. I only sent out a 2-cost apprentice, and he's sending out an armada of guys. And notice how I'm focusing on my economy throughout all this, because I know that if you don't spend money on your economy, you're never going to get out of this mess. It's pretty rough. I'm in a really bad spot here. He can see right through everything I do, because all of his units can see literally everything I have, and I don't know what he has. Fortunately, as you fall behind, as your mana veins get destroyed, they actually lower in cost, so it's easier to make a comeback in this game. And due to my main base tanking a lot of shots for my archers and my apprentice there, and him sending in units that don't really do too much damage, and me properly countering his units, we're just barely able to just scrape by. Okay, so I don't win, but I do win in a draw, which is pretty good considering how you saw I was getting my ass handed to me. We both say good game, nice guy. On Gamekit, we have a pretty short time span to complete these quests, and then inevitably, you're gonna meet players who are way better than you. They spent way more time in this game, they know what the heck they're doing, and their cards are higher level than you. But fortunately, in challenges like this, it's a totally equal playing field. All of our cards are leveled up automatically to level 40. This isn't my deck, this is just a deck that they gave us, which sort of lets us try out new things, which is pretty cool. This is a really fun game. Normally in Gamekit quests, I really hate the game, but here I'm actually really enjoying myself. Like, you know, I'm considering, you know, I might play this game on my own free time, you know, not just for Gamekit, so that's pretty cool. Like, I really like the art style, the graphics, just the strategy. Like, I think I prefer this over Clash, actually, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, this match right here is the last game I ever played on Arcane Showdown. It was really interesting because I was trying out a deck I've never seen before and all these cool units I've never seen. It was really fun. This was the last time I would be flying the Canadian Gays banner, so you know, those guys were really cool, and I said my goodbyes to them, and this was the battle. After this quest, I got a ton of arcane like cauldron points, which let me upgrade my Spider Queen a bunch because they gave me like 100 something copies after finishing the quest. But if you're doing this quest, then the quest might be different by the time you're playing Arcane Showdown. But it should be fine. Just you know, make sure you're doing what they want you to do. Sometimes they want you to use a certain amount of units, like summon your guardian a certain amount of time. It's not too bad. Holy shit, it feels amazing to wreck an asshole. Okay, so this is goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Canadian gays. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, hello darkness, my old friend. And thank you, viewer, for watching this video. Now, go make some money, baby. Yeah, get that $8. $8 is what I would give this game out of 10. $8 out of 10. Amazing game, good game, go away.